Thomas collects plastic bottles, 2-liter cool drink bottles, which he cleans and then sells for 30 cents each. This is what he does. Every morning he wakes up, he goes into town before the rubbish gets collected, and he scourages through every single rubbish bag that he can find, no matter what is in it. I'm following Thomas around the roads of Grahamstown, and I'm keeping my distance most of the time. He doesn't really care. Doesn't seem like he wants anything from me. He just does what he does on an everyday basis. I've got immense difficulties getting close because every time he opens a bag, the stench of rubbish is sometimes so intense that I just need to back up because I need some fresh air. Most of the times the rubbish collection truck rumbles in the background and Thomas hurries in order to try to get as much out of the bags as he can. He often swears at the truck, but he talks and he greets the other rubbish collectors. He found a toasted sandwich in a bag full of decaying vegetables, and he neatly brushed off the dirt and placed it in a little plastic container, which he then tucked into one of his bags, saying that this is going to be his lunch. And he opens one and there's a shoebox, and he looks up and he grins and he says, I found shoes. I asked him, what kind of shoes? So he takes them out of this box and he holds them up in the air, and they're ladies' shoes with heels, and he looks at me and he just says he wishes that he could give these to his wife, but she's passed away. But these will be a great present, he says, for his girlfriend, who's now been watching his kids for the last 5 years. I'm quite perplexed. His presents to his family come from rubbish bags too. And before I pack up my camera, I'm wondering, should I thank Thomas and shake his hand? That hand has gone through at least 50 or 60 rubbish bags since I've been with him, and I think to myself, there's no way I'm leaving without shaking his hand. He shook my hand when I left and looked right into my eyes and thanked me. And I looked back and I thanked him because he gave me a glimpse of his life, one that I cannot imagine, one that most of us cannot imagine. And I feel humbled, and the next time I walk past someone who's scratching through dustbin, I will not just ignore and act as if that person is not in existence. I will actually critically think about what that means. It wasn't easy for me because it was quite an emotional time with Thomas. And just the fact that I needed to understand that this is the lifestyle of another human being. But what I really can say is I left with a huge amount of respect. I was very humbled by meeting someone like Thomas, who lives the life that he does. Being able to hum a bit of jazz and soul, to put a smile on your face when you find a pair of broken shoes in a rubbish bag, with the idea, bringing it home and giving it to your girlfriend and thanking her for watching your kids.